Teachers, I am your father. Well, your space father. Well, actually that's not true either.
I'm Jeff Gonyea. I'm a space education specialist here at the Space Foundation. And Darth and I are here to do your lunch bite for the day. But to get that done, I need to move Darth out of the way for a minute. Excuse me, Darth. We got to bring in our solar system here. And we're going to talk about the transit of Mercury that's going to happen November 11th, 2019. So, we want to get you and your students ready to see it. So what we're going to start with is our model of the solar system here, and a real quick, what's the transit of Mercury, just in case. So we're going to move away all of those other planets. So we've got our Sun, our Mercury, and our Earth. And what happens for a transit of Mercury is when the Earth and Mercury line up in just the right spots along their ecliptics, Mercury will pass directly in between the Earth and the Sun, causing a shadow across the Earth, a small one, but it will cause a black disk to be seen across the Sun when you use a solar filter on a telescope or solar eclipse glasses. And it's a fantastic thing to see. And it's actually the only time we are able to see Mercury when we get a transit, because it is so close to the Sun and the Sun is so bright. So one of the reasons we wanted to share the transit of Mercury for this lunch bite is because the upcoming transit this November is a rare opportunity for our students to be able to see a transit of Mercury with their own eyes. The last one happened in 2016. This one is happening November 11th, 2019. It's a Monday, Veterans Day. But the next one isn't going to happen until November of 2032. So all students that are in school this year, including kindergartners, won't get another chance to see a transit of Mercury while they're still a student through their senior year of high school. It's a rare opportunity. Let's get our students out to see it. And now we're going to go to the Space Foundation Discovery Center to one of our solar exhibits, where I'm going to show you a few ways that you can make this a more hands-on lesson for your students as well. So we're out in the Discovery Center now. I'm standing in front of our Lockheed Martin Space Weather exhibit and teaching all about how the sun causes space weather. Is going to be a different lunch bite. But the reason we came out here is I have a beautiful 10-foot sun behind me. And we're going to use that to show you what a transit of Mercury is going to look like and how you can turn this into a better hands-on activity for your kids come November. So making this a hands-on activity, a standard size marble is the exact right size for your Mercury if you make a 10-foot solar disk. So what you do with your marble and your 10-foot disk is once the transit of Mercury begins, you then use your marble to create a shadow on your solar disk, and you trace the path that Mercury is going across the disk of the Sun, and you have your students circle the shadow at an interval that you choose, so that after the transit is over, you will have a fully traced path, and then you can teach more lessons off of that. So one of the great things about doing this hands-on activity is that after the transit of Mercury is over, you've created a transit of Mercury that you can either hang up at your school, speak to your art teacher about creating something out of it. It's a great way to turn this into an extension lesson.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this neat software. It's a planetarium software that you can download on your computer for free, and you can look at things that are happening in the sky. Given whatever vantage point you are on the Earth, you can change a lot of attributes. Now, for the purposes of looking at the transit of Mercury, I have set it up so that we are already on November 11th in the year 2019, and it's 6:48 in the morning in a Colorado Springs field, essentially. So here I am standing on a field in Colorado Springs watching the sun rise in the east. I would also like to look at Mercury as it transits across the sun's disk. So you are looking at it from that vantage point. What I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in onto the sun and choose it as my target so it stays in view. I'm going to press play, and I'm actually going to fast forward so we can see this thing happen at a nice pace. Are you guys ready? Here we go. Oh, there's the sun and its morning glow. I'm zooming in. I'm going to double tap the sun so it's centered, and oh, look, I can see Mercury already in the lower left-hand corner. Now again, the timestamp is here, 2019, 11/11. It is 6:49 in the morning. Now, if I press play, things will happen very slowly, but what I want to do is fast forward a couple times here to the point where we can see Mercury moving at a nice pace. Now, let's watch the transit of Mercury from Colorado Springs, Colorado. Wow, it's pretty nice. It's heading up to the 1 o'clock if I looked at the sun as a clock. But look at that thing as it starts to J-hook out to the right. And there it is. That was the transit of Mercury on November 11th, 2019. We hope you enjoyed that simulation.
Visit this Jet Propulsion Laboratory website for more information.
So teachers, get your students out to see the transit of Mercury in 2019 before I send Death Star number 3 to destroy your solar system.